What is up, YouTube? I got a very important YouTube video to make. Let me make sure first that I got notifications turned on, or do not disturb turned on, not notifications. Alright, we are screen recording good. Alright, I would live stream with, a webcam on, but YouTube does not allow, live streams now. If you don't have a certain amount of subscribers, live stream on mobile, so I have to do it one way or another. And one of the ways I'm going to do it is through Omelet Arcade. You can download Omelet Arcade on the App Store. Now, a lot of things have been going on around my life and around a lot of things, if you know me and you know that I've been recently very easy to be pushed off the edge and go crazy and be, simply put it, very mean in a way. This video here is an apology video, and you can forgive me or you can walk away, but for now on, I promise that it will not be bullying or, doing anything. Now, I'm going to go in details on why I am apologizing, but I gotta keep it, to a certain degree that YouTube won't take this stream down. Now, I'm loyal to a lot of y'all, and I'm too loyal, where I have walked myself into plenty of traps on YouTube with, people. And y'all probably know about the whole, if you're from the old channel, the Hunter Thompson situation where he death threatened me and then everything else. And then I came across and met a few other people. And during that time, I was heading through my worst year in life, in a way. I had family that was in the hospital, and I was going through teenager stages, and I, put it simple, affected innocent people with evil devil acts. And, I'm starting to notice as people are leaving me, stop watching my content and stuff like that, that I've noticed that I've hurt a lot of people. And I didn't know it until now. And hopefully it's not too late, because I was talking to someone on FaceTime just a little bit ago, and I'm not going to say their name in the stream, but, I got to thinking, and they, were saying, driving people away and being lonely, you really don't want that, because it hurts in a way. You don't want to be a lonely person, and it's true, I don't. And I didn't mean to drive everyone away. It's just people pulled me into a lot of drama, and strictly, I hate drama in a lot of ways. And the only way I fought back by doing that was to get aggressive and violent. And I took it a little too far. I made a few death threats, and that is wrong. And it's wrong one way for someone to death threat me, yes. But for me to backfire and say it but not say it to the person's face, that's another thing. And before anyone starts assuming that I death threatened them, no. The people that death threatened me, I simultaneously, touched on the subject and kind of, said that should happen to you. You should feel that effect that you did to me. And I said it in a way of a more aggressive way. And it was strong. It was a big, strong void. And that's what really ruined the podcast in a lot of ways. The podcast is part of the thing that happened that drove the partner in it, away from me. I don't bring stuff to YouTube to talk about drama and talk about stuff because I don't want it affecting y'all. But in a way, it affected y'all in a not a good way. It affected y'all behind the scenes. The community chat to start off. The community chat was a flop. And I'm going to say it. And I don't, it was bad. And yes, y'all can say what y'all want to say about the community chat. It was horrible. It was a lot of tension with it. A lot of innocent people got pulled in. And a lot of things happened. And I was going through some very hard struggles in life. Where I was, at that time, I had family in the hospital, and I was trying to bury depression. And one of the things I'm going to tell a lot of people, the best thing to do if you're on the internet and you got drama in your life, and you're trying to bury depression by being hateful, don't do that. Because quickly it hurts you simultaneously as it hurts other people. And you think about it, you have friends, you're mean, they vanish, you're too mean to realize it until it's too late. I quickly realized it by the month of March, where I started changing. I swapped straight into a depression stage and really noticed that I screwed up. I need to frickin' change my life for the better. And if I keep doing this, I'm going to end up worse than I am now. And truly, it's hard to say that, and think about it. But it was bad. It was. And I'm not going to go into details about the depression stage, but you saw the live stream I did. And over the last month of April, I've been thinking, really strongly thinking. And over the last 2 weeks, I have been avoiding away from Skype and stuff like that. So if you have tried to contact me and I haven't received your message or received your contact request, there's a reason why. Or looked at your email. I am currently trying to change my life for the better. And one of the ways to cut off all my anger problems and stuff like that, I had to walk away from technology. I had to. Because the devil inside me was breeding off the internet. That was its life support. To cut it off was to take the iPhone and literally put it on the table, go outside, and take a walk. I had to do that. Now, it may be different for different people, but I had to do that. And I'll tell you right now, I felt much better that I went outside, walked around, and I got my thoughts back together and gathered my head. Now, I'm going to start off with, explaining what caused this. So we're going to start off with the beginning. We're going to start off with 2017. 2017, from June on forward, which will be 2 years since I got hacked on June 1st, that I got hacked on YouTube. And that's when I hit that depression stage. And yes, I did get depressed because I worked that channel. I worked days in, days out on that channel. I worked so hard and got where I wanted with it and paid some money to get where I wanted. I advertised it. And yes, it fell apart, but I was still nursing it. And then it gets hacked and taken straight from my fingers. Then I started getting into security. And then I started getting into securing everything with two-factor authentication, which people hate when you talk about security stuff. That's another thing that went wrong. People hated me because I talked about security a lot between the end of December of 2017 and the beginning of 2018 leading up to April. Because I don't want to relive the fear or relive of I build back, I get hacked. I don't want to live that again. And so I did that. And then it spiraled into the thing involving a virtual private server up on Skype where this kid added it. I'm not mentioning names. Added it to this Skype group and it was playing Christian music. I was like, okay, whatever. And then someone told me about the other guy that was in the call told me about it, and then things got worse. And then it was playing Christian music. Then added back 20 minutes later, it was playing Adventures in Odyssey, which is a Christian radio program by Focus on the Family. Which, yes, I used to listen to that program because it's a good program in a way. You know, it's good for Christians. And so I'm like, okay, I don't want this thing in here because I have a bad vibe about it. There's something odd. It gets added third time. I hear a screen reader called non-visual desktop access going crazy. You know, going quickly through Skype and adding and found out that the group was there and it was ringing in the Skype account for the virtual private server. And so I'm like, oh shoot, here goes nothing. And it adds another person, and that other person's affiliated with who was remoting that server. And it just started a whole storm of everything. And it just spiraled out, and, you know, blind people, they can't see to go do stuff in the real world, so they're going to create drama. I'm being honest. And so that unfolds. That takes literally majority of my summer away. Like a full on 3 weeks away from it. I was like, oh my gosh. I was mad. I was downright mad because it took my summer away. I wanted to do some stuff for summer. You know, swimming. Having doing fun stuff like a normal boy would do. But I didn't get to do that because of that. And I was inside all summer. And yes, it hurt. It hurt because then fall started coming around. And then and another thing that spiraled out of control in the summer was I was on FaceTime with someone and their brother decided to go. And I said, cut it the blank out because it was loud as crazy because my volume was at 100%. And sorry for headphone users. But I'm like, cut it the blank out. And that's all I said. I was like, seriously, you're killing my ears. Cut it the blank out, you're killing my ears. Seriously. And I guess the tone I used, it's whatever. And then it started spiraling out of control that way, and then people started spreading rumors about me and, you know, starting getting people to hate me. And alongside that, the whole VPS argument still kept going. And then it spiraled into something else and got real ugly. Too ugly for YouTube. And I'm like, oh my God. And then I just snapped. I snapped and went ballistic over the person that was remoting it. And went over ballistic. Just went like a beeline bullet. And then here comes November. Or here comes up to September. And through October. By the end of October, things quiet down for a brief while. You know, it's whatever. It got quieter. I started communicating with people more. And then here comes the community chat somewhere in November. I don't remember. But it came somewhere at the end of October or November. Y'all can correct me on this one. But it comes around. I'm like, okay, that's a cool thing. Me and Bryce will collab and we'll let our channels grow, and you know, we'll have a community where the fans can hang out and call and everything on Hangouts. And boy, was I sure wrong about that one. It was bad because what started off was really got it going was because one person, and might I add, blind people were in it, was having their speech blared through the call. We all repeatedly said, stop it, cut it out, we like to talk. And he went and cut it out, and it turned into an argument, and well, you kind of know where that probably went if you were in the community chat. And then someone else came in right on the top of that with the bomb threats. That's another thing that set me off on the verge, and I literally blasted a poor innocent fan, I don't know if they're still watching me to this day, because he thought it was funny about the bomb threats. And then that's when my mother noticed something going down. And so she started surveillance watching a little bit of my activity on the internet told me that I should block certain people. And, I listened to her because she's my mother, and I blocked one individual, which I rarely block people. And, what also added to all this tension was all the forking nonsense that went down back in October. That didn't help anything. That just added more fuel to the fire. And it just all boiled on my list. And towards right before Christmas, right about the 13th, it turned into the final ending, the last bang. I told the person, the other owner, that I probably wouldn't be around that much. Would you watch after the community chat, and watch after it. I'm probably gonna have to go and take time off the internet, and told him why. I said, look, I just lost a family member today, and he just busted out in tears, or he didn't even bust out in tears. He just kind of went, I have to go, like real sudden. And so we're like, okay. And he immediately leaves all groups on December 13th at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And me and a few other people are like, something's not ending well. And so he goes and runs his mouth to someone else. And this leads up to, so the community chat dies. It literally does. And so I'm like, okay, maybe there's nothing coming out of this one. Hopefully not. So January, me and another person decided to start doing the podcast. And we try to get our focus onto something else. But, that quickly failed, as you know. And, I'm trying to keep it clean enough to not go into details. And then it just spirals, and, there was tension. There was tension between me and another participant of the podcast. And, when you got tension between you and an audience, it's not going to end well in any way. You're going to have problems. And, I'm just going to say it now, it failed. And I feel bad that it failed. And I wish it would have kept going and would have made things better around here, but it didn't. And, then March comes around. March, what was it? March 22nd through, when I did that live stream, I fell into a very deep depression on that Tuesday when I did that live stream. Where, I had a horrible dream at like 5 o'clock in the morning because I went to bed at 5 and got up at 7. I had a horrible dream that it was me and the people that were, that I talked to on a daily basis were in in something. And I'm not going to go into details. I told them about it, and it's horrible. It's creepy and horrible at the same time. And if I go into details, this video is definitely going to be age restricted. It was bad. If not, it's going to be blocked. So, skip past that. April comes around, and I start thinking. April 2019. I'm like, man, I screwed up big time. And I noticed it. I noticed it big time. And I noticed it. I noticed that I screwed up, and, and it boils down to May 2nd, 2019, right now, current time, where I'm going to literally say it. I'm sorry for all the hate I've caused to people, sorry for all the violence I've caused to people, and sorry for all the violence I caused, and all the, stuff that I've caused between people.